friends. Hope you are all doing well. I just want to make sure that I'm up on the other side of the screen. So as always, if you are watching the replay, go ahead and skip forward for just a moment while I find the live and comments, and it looks like we are good to go. Okay, hold on just 1 second, friends. And yes, I am up on the other side of the screen. I am in frame, so we are good to go. Welcome back, my friends, to the 12 Days of Crafting special. We are on the final 2 doors today. Oh my goodness. For those of you that might be new to my page, welcome. My name is Tammy Civello, and welcome to Cards by TLC. And since October 1st, we have been going live every day, or sometimes twice, like every other day on some cases, playing catch up. Good afternoon, Martha. Happy Saturday. So we are on the last day of the 12 days of crafting. I am opening up doors 11 and 12 today. So for one final time, here is my 12 days of crafting advent calendar from Stampin' Up. And like I said, since the 1st of October, we have been opening up doors of our crafting advent calendar. Today is Saturday, October 11th. If you're watching me here live, we are opening up the last 2 doors, 11 and 12 today. So these 2 doors we will be opening up. Oh, I'm super sad. This has been so fun crafting and opening up these doors with you. I truly, truly do hope that Stampin' Up brings more advent calendars for a future. Now, for one last time, again, if you want to be surprised and you're waiting for your advent calendar or have not purchased your advent calendars, these lives might not be for you, but we've been crafting and creating with what we open up each day. So I hope that you stick around. So let's go ahead and recap the last 10 doors. Again, Patty, thank you so much for my little checklist here. So on door number 1, we opened up the coordinating dies that go with the stamp sets. Door number 2 is our 6x6 designer paper that we've been kind of creating with. Door number 3, we had these gorgeous gold sequins. Door number 4, we have a few of these left, but we have the labels that have the gold trim around them. Door number 5, we have these buildable masks along with the brush. It's like a stippling brush in my opinion. I would still maybe recommend using the small Stampin' Up blending brushes if you have them. Those seem to work just a little bit better. Door number 6, we have our puffy stickers that they're so cute. They're just like little puffy stickers. Door number 7, we had our postage dies. Love these dies. Door number 8, we had the baker's twine. Door number 9, we have a few of these left, the memories and more and ephemera pieces. And door number 10, I think, has been one of my favorites between the memories and more cards and these super cute shaker bits. We made some shaker cards today, and stay tuned. I'll show all of the projects that we've created at the end of the video. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. And then we will open up doors number 11 and 12 and see what we have to play with today. I'm just going to kind of brush these off to the top in case we want to play with them and see what we got going on today. Okay, you guys ready? We are starting off with door number 11. Oh, this almost looks like it went to the top, but it kind of cuts off right there. So I just wanted to see what we have. Oh, look, it's very deceiving. You would think it's like long. I thought it was like maybe a tool of some sort. Oh, hello. Okay, looks like we have some gold, maybe glimmer glue or like that puffy paint, gold paint. Hey, Amy. That's okay. Now you are here watching. So door number 12, Our last and final door. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. What do we have? Hold on, this one's hard to get out of. Hold on, there we go. Okay, so that was our last door. Say goodbye to our 12 days of crafting advent calendar. I absolutely loved it. Oh, it looks like we have some more, maybe ephemera pieces and some embossed pieces. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, we have some really nice embossed pieces. I don't know how well that's going to do with the ink swiping. Maybe we can take some blending brushes. So we have some flowers. So we have 3 of the flowers. They're about the same size of the Memories and More cards. And it looks like we have some of these little baby flowers. Hi, Shannon. Welcome in. And we got 4 of those. So 3 of the larger flowers and 3 of these. They're not super duper embossed. So let's just kind of see what we have to play with here. But we have 7 sheets of that. And then we have, it looks like, just want to be careful and cautious when I pull these out. Looks like we have some circle dies. And in between that, we have some more die cut pieces. Love that. Okay. Some leaves, some flowers. Okay, I'm just trying to, a wreath. It looks like, oh, that's going to be fun to maybe do some ink blending on. I think you can color them with your blends, or you can take your brushes and do those. So it looks like we have some flowers, some leaves, a wreath, and just 3 regular circle dies. So that is it, my friends. That is it on those doors. Okay, let's see what we can kind of create with today. Not sure how this puffy paint works. I think it kind of reminds me of like the Stickles paint that you get a lot. Okay, yeah, this, I don't know if it's glue or if it's puffy. So let me get kind of like maybe a little scrap strip right here. Let's just do this. Let's kind of see how that works. I think it works more like the Stickles paint. So you definitely need time for that to dry, but putting that on a center of a flower would be so cute. And then just letting that dry, because that's going to take some time to dry. So we're just going to put that off. That's just, I just kind of wanted to play with that. I don't know if it's Stickles, but it kind of reminds me of Stickles. It's the same texture. So we're just going to kind of, just wanted to see how that worked. And maybe we can add some to the end of our projects on some of our other projects. So let me bring in a piece of scrap. So in case we want to do some blending here, let's just kind of see how these blend out. I don't know if the ink swiping technique would work for this, but we can certainly try. In fact, I have my cloud cover cube here, so maybe we can just kind of circle. Ooh, that's pretty. These work really, really, really well with the cubes. So that works really well. And I think it's the same technique if you were to do some blending with some blending brushes. Let's take a look here. Let me grab some Pretty in Pink and my pink blending brush. So kind of so it's very, very light. It works really well with the cubes. Let me try the ink swiping technique. So we're just gonna take this, just kind of brush down. It works pretty okay with the ink swiping. I got a little heavy-handed there. Normally, I don't. So that works pretty decent. Let me see what the other one does. And we'll leave a few that are white, just kind of plain here. I'm making this really streaky, so I'm not a fan, to be honest with you, of the ink swiping on this. It leaves the streaks. In my opinion, if you have the ink spots, that's probably your best take on that. Let me see if I have another ink spot here. I don't have many. Hold on just one second, guys. I'm gonna see if I can find another colored ink spot. I think I have yes, I have a Berry Burst one here. So we don't like it with the big ink pad. It doesn't really do well with that, but let's see the Berry Burst. We'll do one of the other ones, leave a white one. No. Okay. That's a hard no. So I think with these, if you want to take your ink blending brush and add color to it, it gives it a soft look. If you're just coming in, I'm just kind of playing to see what works what. I like the whiteness of this. This one turned out the best in my opinion. So maybe this one just had too much ink in the ink spots. So that it was a hard pass. This one's not as bad. But you can keep it white and you can incorporate other colors around it. So hold on just one second. Let's kind of get this stuff out of the way. We can do, now what we can do is maybe do some ink blending on that. Let me get my blends. I think the blends might be giving it a good look. Hold on just one second, guys. I'm not sure where my bucket of blends went. I had not put them away yet. So, not sure what happened to them. Okay, well this is gonna be a fun little live. Okay, well, let's just, I have my, this is gonna be, I would, because of the delicate lightness of this die cut, I think coloring them is probably your best thing. This is gonna drive me crazy. Oh, I think they're down here. Hold please. Found them. I'd been like coloring up a storm, so I just been throwing them in a bucket. So let's get some Granny Apple. And I think, honestly, coloring them is our best bet. But we'll play, because we have the flowers in between and the flower there. I think, honestly, coloring them with your blends is probably your best bet. So I'm gonna do the light. And I think what we are going to do is maybe add one of these on top of here. And this is just giving you a little bit of texture. So we are just going to add some green. And you can just literally sit here and it's very soothing to do that, because I think if you were to take them with blending brushes, I think because of the delicacy, this one might not be as bad. Let's finish coloring this really quick and then we'll maybe take an ink blending brush to that. So far, for the ink swiping technique, the Sunflower 3D embossing folder has been the best. And I think the reason why these are not working, because it's not 3D, so it's not coming off of the paper as much. So, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this to this, and we're gonna add it to a piece of DSP and just kind of pull it all together. And then in this circle here, we will add some of that gold stickle. And I think I'm going to do some blue flowers on the other flowers. Let's pull party. Let's do some balmy blue. Yeah, that pop of blue looks fantastic. Okay, let's touch up some of this green here. You can see that there's some missing there. Some right there missing. Okay. So there is that. And then wonder if, might be a little off, but let's see what the bow looks like. That's kind of cute. Let's see this. Okay, we'll do maybe that. And I do have some of these. Hold on, let's just kind of play here for a moment. It's kind of soft. I kind of like the bow. I think the bow is kind of fun. That's kind of fun. I like that. Okay, let's bring in our designer paper really quick. Do you guys like that? Let's see if I can find something here. This is soft. Let's see if I have another pink piece. Oh, I have another one of these. Okay. I'm just gonna add some dabs of glue on the flowers. Okay. We'll put that like that. Then we'll maybe add our little bow right here. Okay. And, oh, I like it on the blue. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it on that blue? So we have blue, and then we have this pattern. Would love to know in the chat which one you guys like. I'm kind of thinking towards the blue. I'm not seeing any more comments, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with the blue. Second pattern with a navy square in between the both. Okay. Four by 5.25. And Amy's saying pull up a navy. So we have Night of Navy. I'm also gonna maybe hang on just a second. Let me grab some cardstock here. So navy. We have some Secret Sea and Misty. Okay. So this is Misty. Give the solid navy to offset the print in the background, bring out the solid colors in the pad. Absolutely. So this is Misty. Amy's saying Night of Navy. So this is Night of Navy. Oh, I like that. And then we have Secret Sea. I'm kind of thinking Night of Navy, like Amy said. I'm kind of voting Night of Navy. That's okay. That's okay, Patty. So for today, we opened up on door number 11. We have some gold, like stickle type paint. And then door number 12, we got these patterns, and I tried to do some ink swiping, but it just did not work. This one worked fine because it was the cloud cover cube that you added ink to. I tried it with the Berry Burst, but it was a hot mess. So I think just because it's just a light texture, it's not embossed really deep like a 3D embossing folder. We got also these ephemera pieces. So we got 4 of this embossing folder, or this emboss piece, which was like a flower. We tried some ink swiping. It just did not work. So we're going to go with the blue, or go with the white. And we have these ephemera pieces that are all white, that if you take your time, you can maybe use your ink blending brush. I actually took some blends and colored them. I found it very therapeutic to color these and not use blending brushes because they're so delicate. So we took the blends, and I did some Granny Apple, some Balmy Blue, and some Pretty in Pink. And then I had one pink bow left to go on my wreath. So we were trying to incorporate our next step, and my dear friend Amy here in the chats suggested that we do, this is going to go for our 4x5 1/4. We do a layer of Night of Navy. So this is Night of Navy, and I think that looks really, really nice. And we'll either do a white piece or a Misty Moonlight card base. So that is what we are working with today. So let's do 3 3/4 by 5. We might trim this down even more, but let's just kind of see. Let's do, let's see what this is. These are 3. So let's try 3 1/2. By 4 3/4. That looks really pretty. That looks really nice. Loving that. And I think we have a gold circle. Let's see what we have left on this. For our sentiments. Yeah, the wreath is absolutely gorgeous. We got like 3 wreaths, a bunch of leaves, some flowers. So we have a lot of fun coloring. I'm trying to decide where I want the sentiments. What if we put that in the center and do the sentiments? Or we could put the circle down here. I know we're at least doing this. So let's go ahead and put this panel down. Oh, are you gonna break on me on my last seal? Oh, come on now. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be broken. That's fun. Okay, here we go. Plan B, no problem. Yes, I am doing the stickle on the center of the flower. I said that earlier on. I just wanted to, you weren't quite in here yet, but we're definitely doing the stickle on the center of the flowers. I'll have to grab my silicone mat, definitely. But we can at least put this in the center. Or do you guys think the center? Let's go ahead and lay this down. Let's see here. Got that right there. I'm trying to find where to put the sentiment at. Maybe these shapes aren't going to work. I think we'll just have to cut a strip right there and add it. I feel like that none of these shapes that we have left are going to work. But let's pick our card base. You kind of like the banner piece at the bottom left of the white rectangle. This piece right here. Should we put it in the center? Center of the flower or center of the wreath, or off to the side? Let's figure out what sentiment would fit in that. Looks like Always in My Heart fits. Let's grab that. Stamp it in Misty. Edge. Left edge, right rectangle. Wait, what? Okay, this is the banner, correct? Left edge of the white rectangle, so right here. About a quarter way up from the bottom. So like that. Something like that. Oh, quarter way up. Oh, you mean up. Like that. I know that there's a delay. Okay. Anybody else would like to vote on this? That's probably what we're gonna do. I like the look of that. I might sneak it under the bow if I can. Oh, I really glued that bow down. I'll go just below the bow. Always in my heart. Just below that bow. There we go. Love that. Okay, card base time. And then we'll add the gold stickles. So do we put it on a 4 1/4 by, or do we do Night of Navy on card base? Do we do Misty on the card base? Or we can stick to our thick basic white. And that's the white. What would Flirty look like? Let's look at Flirty. You're right, because of the... So here's Flirty. That might be a little off. I colored... I know you were going off of the color of the bow. And then we've been doing a lot of pink, but I colored the pink. Yeah, no. So I think we should stick to a blue. Here's cloud cover. So there's cloud cover. I'm kind of thinking Night of Navy, pulling it all together. Let me properly cut this down to 4 1/4. Let's see what Night of Navy looks like. That way we could pull in the Night of Navy, and Night of Navy always looks fabulous, and blues always look fabulous with the gold. So here is the Night of Navy. I really like that. I think we're going to go with that. Okay, hold on. Amy's saying green. Hold on, let me see. I do have Old Olive here. That's Old Olive. I'm not a fan of that one. But let me see Granny Apple. I kind of think we might need to stick with the blues. Definitely navy, yeah. Yeah, no. No. We're sticking with navy. Oh, you want to see Misty? Sure. Absolutely. Let me cut a Misty panel. I need a Misty panel anyway. And Lori's saying Secret Sea. Okay, let's kind of play with... We got a little bit of time here. Let's kind of play with this. Secret Sea. Get the glue out of the way. Okay. And I put the panel over here. Okay, so here's Night of Navy. Night of Navy 1. Misty Moonlight is number 2. And number 3 is Secret Sea. So Night of Navy 1, Misty Moonlight 2, and Secret Sea 3. Patty, we have 1 vote for Misty. I know that there's a delay. Martha says Misty. Any other votes? Amy says Navy. So 1 vote Navy, 2 votes Misty. Yeah, you can definitely, I did line it up with basic white, but I kind of want to tie the blues in, although, oh, now we're going to confuse it. Whew. Well, you guys are, I be the final decision. Okay, let me see. I mean, you know my blue loving heart is going to go with any of these shades of blue. And Misty is my favorite color, but let's just see, since Lori had asked to see what white would look like. And here's white. It gives it a completely soft look, a completely look. I am torn between white and Misty. But the Night of Navy is really nice. Okay, so Secret Sea is completely off of the table. I know. The white makes it so crisp. I'm really torn. I think we're going to go with white. I think white might be the winner, and then we'll bring in the gold. We can always do another one and do the other colors. So there's always that. So let's go ahead and do white. There's that. And then we'll bring in the gold little stickles. I want to say that it's the consistency of stickles. It's thick, like stickles is. So there we have it, my friends. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see, since we did, look what we did at the beginning with the blue flower. Isn't that pretty? Is this like... Is this like that pack we had a year or 2 ago with the red and white? I never bought the paint, so I don't know. So it could very well be. I just don't know. Look how fun that is. I love it on that blue flower. So there we have it. Okay. I'm going to push these off to the side and I'm going to sit down and color them when I have a little bit more time. But I'm on a little bit of a time crunch today, so we're going to bring in all of the projects that we have created over. Here's our shaker card that we made yesterday with the shaker bits, these two cards. And then we had our shaker card with the gold. And then we had our memories and more pieces that I put on note cards. And then we had our 3 projects that we made kind of at the beginning. We started out with the designer paper layout and built up from there. Pulled in our gold sequins and our gold butterflies. But these are all the projects that we created together. So much fun. I literally had so much fun creating with you over the past. I know, isn't the faker shaker cards fun? The gold is so pretty. But I want to thank you all for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed all these very unboxing crafting series. If you missed any of the lives, I do have a playlist created. I will go ahead and put it in the description box below. But if you're looking to purchase your own 12 days of crafting box, the link will also be in the description box below. Again, all of these items are exclusive to this crafting box. But look, I mean, we had so much fun today, and I want to thank you all for playing with me and coming through and helping me create on the fly, because I struggle with crafting on the fly. Gonna be honest with you. I usually have to like literally sit down and think things out and plan things ahead. But this was literally so much fun, and I appreciate all of your input and all of your crafting creativity with me. Now, tomorrow, October 12th, I will not be going live, but I will be back live with you on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific for another Teach It Tuesday project. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all again, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. If you're off on Monday, enjoy your day off, and I will see you on Tuesday for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.